How's it going, second grade? We are going to continue our work with clocks this week. I want to remind you with analog clocks that we've been working with in class. We've got the two hands that we're going to focus on. Those two hands turn in the same direction. As the minute hand moves, the hour hand also moves. This is called clockwise rotation. And with the two hands, we want to remember that we look at the small one first. That's our hour hand. The smaller the hand, the smaller the word. That's the one we want to write down first and look at first. So this would be 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and then the longer hand, the minute hand, when we look at that, we don't count by the whole hours. Remember that there are 60 minutes in an hour, so when we're counting, we want to count by fives. And that will help us to figure out the time for minutes. 1 is 5, 2, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and then when we get back around to the top, the 60, we report it as 2 zeros, and that's where we say the o'clock when we're saying the time. Remember that when we're looking at the hour hand, when we start with the small hand, we want to look at what two numbers it's in between, because it's really only pointing at the actual hour when it's at the o'clock time. And then it slowly moves from that hour to the next one. So here we would look at 3, put the 2 dots, and then 05. So that would be 3:05. Here, the hour hand's between the 5 and the 6. So we're going to write down 5. Put the 2 dots, and then we're going to write down 20. So we count by fives. Remember that when we're looking at what two numbers it comes in between, that as the minute hand moves around, this hour hand is going to keep getting closer and closer to the next full hour. So here, when it's 5:20, as it gets to be closer to 5, let's say 5:55, that this hour hand here that's pointing at the 5 would be getting so close to being the 6. And sometimes it almost looks like it's pointing right at the 6, but it's not quite there yet. It will get to the 6 once this minute hand moves all the way around to the 12. Hour hand's pointing at the 6. Minute hand's pointing at the 12, it'll then be 6 o'clock. So if we can remember those things, smaller hand is the hour hand. That's always the number that we're going to write down first, in that we always find out what two numbers it's coming in between and then go back to the smaller number because it's not yet at the bigger number. We put in our dots and then we write down our minutes. And for us, we are going to be working on those full times where we're counting by fives. In second grade, we don't need to worry about the numbers in between. Though, like we've talked about in class, those are just numbers that keep counting up to the next thing. So see, you've got 15 right here, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then that one's 20. And that's why we're counting by the fives. Hopefully this review helped you guys out. You're going to have some activities this week to practice this. If you need to, look back at this video, watch it again. If you have any questions, make sure that you send me a Dojo message or ask me a question on Google Classroom. I look forward to seeing what you guys can do.